So I'm running far
You take
ahead. You just standing in my living room. I'm already in the
looking at
jail, came back, done met the judges and everything, and I'm sitting here talking to them. So as a criminal,
That's a good
Right.
you don't think what you have put the other person in.
Right.
You know, you have put a person in a position
Where they might have to take your
right,
take your life.
and they think about this. Do I really want to go through the process of going through the court systems, telling these people that I had just cause to do this, or even on the job site? You know, when you go out there to a job and the manager walks up to you and say, "No, you're going to do this," and you know it's against morale.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I'm not. Do I want to slap you? I done went through this whole process of, man, I could have slapped you just now, but I know I was going to be fired. Now I got to explain to my wife, so you have to bite your tongue.
Yep.
Wow.
Been there,
You know?
Wow.
So am I still that passive? No, I'm not the passive guy. I'm
No.
just showing grace right now
right
because
now.
I
You're
done
holding
seen
them.
my son who have, you know, some kind of disease or he have some kind of issues and I need the insurance. Or
Yeah.
you don't know what position you put me in, but you don't know what I could have done to you just now. And so grace is extended far more than what people, you know, nice guys, good guys, bad guys, doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
So do we now then redraw the line? So nice guy has always had kind of a negative passive connotation,
Oh, definitely.
but maybe that's
Definitely.
not really that shouldn't be maybe what we think of now. Number two, then does the guy who stands for his principles, stands for his morals, stands for his he sets his boundaries, is that guy now still considered a nice guy if he's not well liked?
I know
It
you had
shouldn't
something to
matter about how people like you or don't like you. And let me state this, that you can grow out of passivity. You become more of a man. You can grow out of, you know, being aggressive and become just the man that you need to be. So remember, and I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and my relationship with God has grown me, has strengthened me, has changed me in so many ways. I mean, you know, when I was younger, I used to be shy and bashful and backed away from things. Now, events happened and it changed me. So, change is happening and it can happen to you. It's just your choice.
Let me ask you something, Mustang. When you think about what is attractive to women, so we're
Yeah.
going to switch. We're going to kind of change gears. So we heard from Nola that, you know, women like a man who is a take charge guy, and at some women, not every woman, but some women like a guy that's take charge. What do you think that means in terms of day-to-day activity? How do you set your behavior so that you can be the most attractive for your wife, be the most attractive for that, you know, potential woman, and balance that with the other issues that are part of that journey? I'm getting a phone call in the middle of my.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
We were all just kind of like,
like, what?
You gonna answer it?
Yeah,
What are we gonna-
no, we're still live. Yeah, we're gonna be live for a few more minutes.
No, I think that you know, like I said before I got here, you know, my wife she just thought it was very attractive. You know, I had to fix some stuff in the car. You know. But anyway, I was just changing oil and checking tire pressure and this, that, and the other. But I'll just say, you know, me going out there doing that, to her that was an attractive thing, straight up. Like me under the car, God knows why, changing the car, fixing it, getting all dirty. That was attractive to her. Like, man, my husband's out here taking care of business. My husband's out here doing something that nobody wants to do,
Right.
but is doing it to make a better life for me, my wife, my
Offspring,
myself,
sure.
yeah, my offspring, things like that. I believe the same thing had taken another step, you know, as far as working a job. Man, you know, my wife sit back, man, look at him. He's making money, working out, you know, doing this, going to, you know, work, you know, start his own company, doing something. And even when I was working a day job, you know, he's working a day job, doing something that he doesn't want to do, but he's doing it for us.
Right.
You know, and then a step beyond that, you know, when I'm speaking to somebody, she used to never want to talk to like Pizza Hut, Domino's, never want to deal with any, you know, she never wanted to make any calls.
Right.
You know, of course, over the years, it was weird, I know. Just
No,
in the
I
car.
totally
Yeah.
get that. I totally
Yeah,
get
but all
that.
That
to
is
say-
my wife. She'd rather take
She'd rather-
the ball.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
She's just not a fan. But anyway, long story short, now my point is me taking. Oh, I thought that was another call. Me taking initiative, me knowing what we want, knowing what the family needs, knowing what we need to do, and actually either voicing that or just putting into action that plan. That is a very attractive thing to her. And I dare say, just being open and honest and real is very attractive for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Just being a real, and again, going back to the bad boy thing, hey dude, what's up? I don't care. If you like me, great. If you don't, I'm going to move on. And that's something I think women are like, wow, guys don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how do we then define the bad boy now that we've redefined the good guy?
Yeah.
How do we redefine the bad boy, and why do women keep picking those bad ones?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Is I don't think that I don't think any woman's like, oh yeah, I want my husband to not have a day job. I want my husband to, keep us on food stamps. I think I want my husband to, to slap me around. I don't think women want that. I don't believe that at all. I believe that their choice of, oh yeah, I'll take this bad guy. He seems like he's just, he knows what he wants and he's so assertive.
Yeah.
And then they get everything that comes with it.
Which may not necessarily
See,
be
we
good.
don't ever see the story after the bad guy's been chosen.
Yeah. Right.
We just see that, she didn't go home with me.
Right.
We don't see everything else because I know your wife is happy. I know my wife is happy. I know your wife is happy. I don't even know you and I know your wife's happy because of a man you are, because of the man you are. And you know what I mean? I can
hear
tell
you.
already. You know what I mean? Just by the type of human that I'm talking to.
Right.
You can tell so much about the rest of the
Right.
So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
That's a
I'll
very
talk
good
forever.
2 cents. You go ahead.
Well, what I was gonna say also, dealing with the girls who choose the bad guys, most of the time, it goes back to what Mustang said. Do we know what we want? And knowing what we want, the bad guy is just a nice guy, roughed up, more aggressive, more assertive, but the good guy can be assertive. He just does it in a more professional manner,
The
more
approach is better.
dignified manner.
He has scruples and morals.
Yes, one is a little bit more aggressive, or as just the ruggedness side, the way he talk, how he talk. The other
Can a
one,
good guy be rugged?
Yo, he can be rugged, but he's more articulate with his ruggedness. You see what I'm saying?
There's balance.
There's a
There's
great deal of
balance.
balance. So when I look at a good guy versus myself, I'm going to look at someone, and I'm just going to use maybe a car salesman's pitch. I go up there to buy a car. I'm going to be more aggressive. No, you're not going to give me this. This is what you're going to give me. Well, the good guy is going to say the same thing. He just know how to say it better.
Tact. Yes.
He has a lot more tact with it. So, this is what I prefer. Not this is what you're going to give me. You see what I'm saying? And so it's still there. The aggressiveness is just...
Oh, I see. It's channeled differently.
It's
I think
channeled
I see what
different.
he's saying. Yeah.
So
I get what he's saying.
we going to use words that's going to be more demanding with more animosity. The other one is going to still use demanding words with more subtleness. He's going to get the outcome. It's going to be may still be the same,
Right.
but the approach is different. So he's still a bad guy. He's just good guy with the way he uses his words. And that woman that he has, oh wow, he is just
Bringing
I
home the
love-
bacon. He's
but-
doing what is necessary.
I just love how assertive and how strong my husband is. But to the bad guy's girl, like, but yeah, he's soft. He's not like my man. You know,
roughneck.
who's more of a
Roughneck.
Rottweiler, and you have the Chihuahua, where they both still bark.
They and one barks more.
Or one maybe domesticated.
Yeah, one may not.
Yeah. But
Good
yeah.
point. You were getting ready to say something.
Well, my here's just a little something to share, but I put, when I heard him say rugged and roughneck, that makes me think of what a man of God should be. And that is going back and realizing that, let's just pull out the roughest, rugged man in the scriptures
John.
that I know of, John the Baptist. He was rough. I don't know how he looked because I never met the man, but he was of just attitude because he served the purpose of a coming Savior. I don't know if he ever got married or had a girlfriend, but he was rugged and rough and ate from the ground. He, wore sackcloth. He focused himself on becoming a man that would bring the Savior in, that would point people to the Savior. Mm-hmm. And in the bottom line, men or women, good or bad, that's what it is we should be men, especially, that no matter if we're rugged, rough, mean, whatever, we should lead people to the cross. Mm-hmm. Same goes for a woman.
Do us right. Right story. I like it.
Well,
in a story, just do us right. Like, don't forget, okay, well, am I leaning towards the good guy, the bad guy? Do what's right. But if you are going to be rugged, you are going to be, like you said, kind of weathered and earthy, weathered kind of thing. Then do it for a good cause. Do it for Christ.
Yeah.
Or the only reason we're really here. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well, I think it's really interesting. The disciples actually weren't polished men. The majority of them.
No.
They were fishermen. And I don't know if you've ever been on a boat with a bunch of sailors.
Wow,
there's a reason. Point. There's a reason why they say
cuss like a sailor.
Because them dudes can cuss like sailors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that just comes with the territory. But number two is you got to realize that in the Garden of Gethsemane, those dudes were thugs. Those guys came with packed heat.
Yeah, they did. That's a good point.
These guys weren't a bunch of softies. This dude tried to cut off somebody's head.
Yeah, and missed and got the ear.
Missed and got an ear. That's pretty crazy. I mean, these guys were willing, and they called it John and James and John.
Yeah,
they called them the sons of thunder because they wanted to call down fire, and they had such bad tempers that they wanted to call down fire from heaven to burn up a town that didn't convert when they preached to it.
Oh, wow.
So I need you guys to understand, these were not soft men. These were guys who were willing to fight at the drop of a hat. And here's something else that I thought was very interesting. Even Jesus himself, which we always think of as, he took upon himself all of these, our scars, and took upon himself all of these painful experiences. What we do not realize is that Jesus, even while he had been whipped, he chose to allow it. But remember, when the situation called for it, he actually spoke up for himself, even in his trial. Mm-hmm. He said, so for what have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? And I think at that point, having somebody who will stand up for themselves and say, hey, it's not just about being passive. It's not just about running out and being a wimp. There is a point at which you have to stand up for your principles, stand up for who you are, and be a guy of standing and strength. And I think Jesus Christ showed that. There was a question.
Yeah, I think this is what I wanted to. This is it for all the guys, and I think this might even be the end all be all here. Let me see here. This is when, this is in Kings, and this is basically, let me make sure I've got this right here, because I want to make sure I've got this right. I believe it was Elijah that he was talking to, and,
no, we're live.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I know you're talking. And basically, Elijah, he was going to show Elijah who he was, and it says here, and after the earthquake, this is the New Living Translation, let's just do the NIV, after the earthquake came a fire. So first there was an earthquake, right? Earthquake is passive. No, it's very powerful. After the earthquake came a fire, right? Fire is passive. No, fire is powerful. Consumes everything. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper.
And a still small voice.
It's still small voice. And of course, depending on the version you read. But I think that's the thing, is that we have, exactly like Noah's saying, we have the power, all of us. If we want to be the bad guy, we can all be the bad guy. We can all be bad guy.
Right.
That's not it. But we all have this power, this fire, this earthquake. But the way that I want to get my wife, the only woman I ever want to listen to the sound of my voice, I want her to hear that quiet and gentle spirit, that quiet and gentle wind. If she comes to me because she loves the sound of that wind. She knows she's going to have a fire protecting her and an earthquake protecting her. She's got an earthquake backing her and a fire backing her. But if I hear a woman's like, yeah, I want to come in that earthquake. I want to come through the fire. I want to, that's what I want. Forget the gentle